Wagwan tea sippers, Wagwan my generals. How are you all doing today? I hope you're feeling good, you're looking good, you're feeling irie, because you're all about looking and feeling good, feeling that vibrant energy around here. So I hope you're tapping into that energy, okay? Tapping into the energy from the pick a card readings, okay? So welcome to the Wagwan Tarot and Tea podcast, the place where we learn about, different Jamaican proverbs, linking it with tarot and as a divination tool to help us to understand, let's say, meanings or lessons in life, everyday lessons in life that we will learn, whether it's got to do with relationships, okay, money, and just all about that growth, personal development, self-development. That's, this is all of the kind of content that you're gonna get at Wagwan Tarot and Tea, because we're all about that love and light energy. Okay, we love, and we drink tea around here. So wagwan. If you're listening or via audio, please come to the YouTube channel and like and subscribe, so that the family can just grow and grow and grow. And it lets YouTube know as well that there are people out there that love the content and love Wagwan at Wagwan Tara and Tea. So welcome. Come in. Yes, come in. Come in, Come in. Let's have some a chat. Let's just vibe. Let's just see what messages we have today. Okay? So, the proverb that I pulled out today, while shuffling, this was the one that came out. So I thought, oh, this would be a good one to talk about. Let's talk about that and let's see what comes out from the cards, okay? So the proverb today is, are not everything, are not every kin teat, are not every kin teat. So are laughing. So not every kin teat that you see means that it's a laugh. So that simply means not every smile means that someone is smiling with you. Not every smile means that someone is celebrating with you. Okay? So, there are some really powerful meanings in these proverbs. Okay? Because last week's podcast, it was all about, be mindful of the friends that you keep or who you call friends. And I don't know if some of you may be aware, has been a story that has been going around regarding ShanquellaRobinson, who was found dead in a Mexican hotel whilst going on a holiday with friends, which had then led to her death. So this story really resonated, but it was, what I found interesting is how the proverb and what the cards were saying regarding to what was going on, because I didn't know about the story until after the reading. It really made us it was really saddened. It was really sad to hear something as horrific and horrible as a story like that. And I feel like as a collective, these are all lessons in life that we all need to be very mindful of as well. That, sometimes when you think that maybe someone is enjoying life with you, celebrating with you, and they're laughing with you, that doesn't always mean that's the case. So if you haven't listened to the last week's podcast, okay, please do have a listen, okay? It's available on the YouTube channel, okay? And you can also get it via audio as well, so on let's say Spotify or things like that. So it will be there. I feel like as a collective the fact that this came out as well, it's kind of telling us, look, you know, someone needs to hear this, and someone needs to hear that, you know, it's okay to kind of like, you know, just even if you have, let's say, you can say you don't have no more than 10 friends, maybe you not have no more than 5 friends. You can count the amount of good quality genuine friends that don't ask for anything. They don't ask for they just, it's just about your company. They just enjoy your company. They enjoy you as a person. It's that soulmate energy, you know, because soulmate energy can come in that form of as a lover, but it can also come as a friend, you know. But it's somebody that you can connect, and you know, it's solid. Even if you haven't met that even if you haven't seen that person for ages, but it still feels the same. It still feels the same. You just get that energy when you just come together and you like give each other a hug, and you look at each other and you're like, oh my gosh, it's been so long. And you might be either keeping contact over the phone, or you know, whether it's social media, and just, you know, just celebrating each other's wins, each other's milestones. So whether if like your friends are having babies and having children, they're getting married, you know, they've developed in their career, you know, or they've decided to do something, you maybe go and travel, or different things like that. But it's about you like having people, or you being there as that person who is essentially is just a cheerleader, but a cheerleader where it's coming from true intentions. Woy woy. If you haven't liked and subscribed, come on family, come and join, okay? Please make sure you have a nice cup of tea as well, okay? Because we're getting into this, okay? But true intentions. So I'm going to just look and see as well what else did I put underneath the card. For not every smile means that it's a laugh. So not every kin teat. So not every kin teat means it's a laugh, okay? So something could be not funny. Being mindful who you might offend. They might be planning for you. So that takes it into another level of when, you know, and it could also kind of be like saying now, like, you sometimes, when you think someone is smiling, you might not know that what their intentions are, you know. Specifically, if you've been dealing with someone where there's kind of been back and forth energy. Look, oh, Two of Swords. Just knowing that the Two of Swords, and even though they're upside down, because I am still shuffling, but it's the fact that they are kind of out. And the Two of Swords represents the kind of uncertainty, lack of clarity of what's going on. And we've got the Five of Cups, which represents sadness, loss, okay? And we have the Nine of Cups in reverse, which is insecure, okay? Not feeling secure in yourself, okay? So, let's just shuffle. Let's continue to shuffle. Let's see what message collective wants us to tell us. Yeah, we've got quite a few just popping up, but we'll just quickly go and shuffle. But please do have a nice sip, you know. Tell me what you're sipping on. Tell me what you're drinking, you know. And also, you know, let us know as well if there's any kind of like videos or topics, or if you would like us to do a live or anything like that. Just let us know. Put it in the comments, you know. Oh yes. So look what's popped out. We've got the Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles, and look, this is significant because the Nine of Cups is showing itself again. So the Nine of Cups is showing itself again, so just so we know, as well as the Five of Cups. So we can tell from there that there is definitely when it comes to not every smile, not every smile means that it's a laugh. They're laughing with you. Is being mindful with this, because if Four of Pentacles represents like keeping your belongings, keeping what you have to yourself. It's almost like I would also say it's giving me that energy as well. I'm not telling you, I'm not giving things away. I'm holding that poker face. Okay, I'm holding that poker face. So you're not going to be any wiser. You're not going to be any wiser, because I'm not going to give you that opportunity. I'm not going to make you any wiser on what's going on. And this is where you have to be very mindful, because not everybody may have true intentions. Okay? They may not have true intentions. And just how we saw the Nine of Cups in reverse and we saw the Five of Cups upright, that can represent that energy of it can represent that energy of kind of like a shady behavior, insecurity, loss, that's all combined with the Four of Pentacles, and could be even maybe money loss. Maybe there could be a situation where there was money involved, or some kind of level of security or investment. So be mindful with your, who we are calling friends. I feel like this might need to be called like a part 2 of what we did in last week's podcast, because it's very similar. The messages are very similar, but it's clear. It's like it's telling us, for our growth, for our own personal development, and this could be something that you could just note down in your journal. If you could just look at your tribe, has there been any circumstances, has there been any situations in your life where you felt, why is this person saying this to me? Why is this coming across really shady? Why is it that I am on my win? Or I've achieved a milestone here, but rather than you come and compliment me and say, look, well done, you throw a jab. And it could be something like, almost like trying to throw back, what you was like in your past self, or, oh yeah, she or he got this. But you could hear it from the tone. Something just doesn't sit well. And this is why it's all about trusting your intuition, because using your discernment and trusting your intuition will kind of tell you and help you to decipher from who is who. Real, recognizing real, because someone who has good intentions, someone who has true intentions, it comes across clear. Yeah, think of clarity. It comes across clear. But if someone's got some intentions where their intentions is not good, you will be able to read that as well. Even if there's that part of you that wants to overlook and go, yeah, they can be like this. They've been down a couple of times. And you might start making excuses for that person's behavior, but then it's recognizing it's kind of like becomes a process of them normalizing it. But you deep down, this is not okay. This is not okay. Because if I am coming towards you a certain way and I'm showing these intentions, and it's not reciprocal, then this is when it's like, okay, then I need to tune into this. And if that's the case, move myself away from this situation, because it comes to a time where you start to think, okay, I have to be mindful here, because look, it can represent something that's not being funny. Sometimes when we or somebody else is trying to throw a joke at us, okay, So some people might say, okay, throw a joke. You might say, oh, they're throwing shade. You're throwing wood. You're throwing wood at me. Throwing wood. That that tends to be used like in Jamaican culture. You might say, oh, you're throwing wood on me. Oh, you're throwing shade or things like that. And like in US, they may say shade and stuff as well. So that may be something where you're thinking, this ain't funny no more. But it's also maybe you might be thinking, why are they constantly digging? Why are they constantly digging? What have I done to you? Why are you doing this to me? And there's a difference between a good friend. There's a difference between a good friend who wants the best, or they notice that maybe you have got caught up in these situations where they're trying to almost kind of be the voice of reason. But if you're caught up in that situation where you have people around you who have bad intentions, there's almost like a process of kind of eliminating you or away from people that will think differently. So then that way you will start to think, well, if they're, why are they telling me this? Why even, and it could be really good advice, but at that time it could be the right message, but you see them as the wrong messenger. Boy, yo, the messages are coming. You see them as the wrong messenger. But the wrong messenger could be the person who has bad intentions, but they're coming across as the good messenger with the right message. But it doesn't mean that it's the right message. And this is why it's so important that we're using our discernment to pick up sense. Yeah? Yeah, as a saying that my mother always used to say, sometimes you have to just pick up sense from nonsense. You have to pick up the sense from nonsense. So if you've got something going on in your life and you see there's some drama going on, you've got to pick up the sense. Pick up all the clues to make sense and get that aha, now I know. To get that ace of swords energy, like where you're like, yes, aha, I know now. This is what's been going on. Now I see it. Now I've got all the puzzles. Think of it. I've got all of the puzzles coming together. Yeah, 1 + 1 = 2. Yes, now I see what's going on here. Okay. And again, also be mindful as well how we might offend. Okay, it could be even like someone just always being the butt of the joke, and it just started to the point that it's become a tradition. And it's also recognizing that we're making sure we are being self-aware. We did mention this in a couple of podcasts before about how self-awareness is so important, not just for ourselves, but how we come across, to others as well, because it's being mindful of how we navigate in our surroundings, in our environment, and ensuring that, whatever we want for ourselves, we're putting that same energy out there as well, So whether it's like, let's say, respect, unconditional love, respect for others, and it's just like mirroring that same energy back into your environment, into your surroundings. So if we're around people and it's like they keep saying the same thing, and it's like, hold up a minute, I told you I don't like that. I don't, don't run them kind of joke with me, because I ain't running them joke with you. And so sometimes you have to get a bit stern, a bit, and it's you being aggressive or anything like that, but that's just you saying, right, I'm using my assertive power. Okay, think of the empress, think of the emperor energy. You're going into your assertive energy. Hey, you ain't playing with me. No, sorry, I don't run them kind of joke. Yeah? And this is where now you start to get into that energy of, I might look like I'm smiling, but actually when I'm smiling, I'm dead serious. Don't come and play them joke with me. Oh, don't come and play them joke with me. And if you get those kind of situations, just nip it in the bud. Nip it in the bud. Because you ain't gonna come with your and you say, no, sorry, you ain't coming with your bad intentions, because I ain't running no joke with you. I'm not entertaining this. And, sometimes it just has to be just straight, yeah, just straight like that, okay? Because sometimes you have to tap into that energy of like, no, I'm in the emperor's mode. I'm in the emperor's mode. This is what it is right here. I don't come in trouble with anybody. I don't send for you. Or there's a saying that they say, don't come for me if I didn't send for you. Don't come for me if I didn't send for you. And that is the energy that you have to sometimes take with, and not every skin teeth I laugh. So not every smile means that somebody's laughing. Because you can maybe, let's say someone else could be running their joke, but that doesn't mean you have to tolerate that joke. That's when this discernment, your intuition kicks in and says, no, sorry, I don't play those jokes. If you want to go and have your fun or whatever, that's fine, but don't do it with me. And tapping into that power, because that is you now, you showing that respect to your own boundaries. This is your boundaries. Whether someone doesn't like it or not, that's not their concern. That is your boundary. And you showing that same love, that unconditional love, that respect for yourself. Because in the famous words of RuPaul, if you don't love yourself, how are you going to love somebody else? Can I get an amen? Hello, darling. Yes. So, again, I'm seeing this energy same way with the Four of Pentacles. You're holding yourself there. Look, don't come play with me. Don't come play with me. And the way how the with the Four of Pentacles, if the Four of Pentacles card, it represents it shows this it shows this figure of somebody sitting down, and they've kind of got their wealth around them, almost as like it's shielding them. But in that sense, it's almost like you coming forth and saying what it is, and you saying what your boundary is in that situation is you saying, look, don't play with me. Yes, don't play with me. And I'll come, if we're not gonna joke and we're not vibing like that, then and it's not about you say, oh, you don't, if someone says, oh, you don't know how to let your hair down, you don't know how to have a bit of fun. You know how to have a bit of fun, but that's not what you classify as fun. And and that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. Okay? So let's see what else comes out for us. Just as yes. Look at that. The Nine of Wands. So the Nine of Wands, I always see this as kind of like the defense card. It represents having someone is in between all of these kind of wooden sticks that are developing, they're growing, but they're holding one of the wands, so one of the wooden kind of sticks, yeah, and it's placed against it. The way that the wooden stick is aligned, it's kind of aligned through all of their chakras, and I see it as it's almost like it's another defense mechanism, a defense mechanism. But I feel like this is also, again, telling us, we don't have to entertain. So we don't have to entertain this. If it's starting to get you feeling well, your intuition, everything is starting to kick in, you don't have to entertain it. You don't have to entertain it. Okay, and this goes with anything. It's not even just to do with a friendship. If any environment, any situation where you're just feeling hold up a minute, I'm not liking the conversation, the tone, or how, call it out. Call it out. Because after a while, if it doesn't get called out, it then becomes a routine, a way of oh, this person, John Doe, or Jack Doe, or Jane Doe, this is the way that they treat the person every time. And it's no, we're not about that. We're not about that. Okay, so again, a case of someone might be planning for you. So as we mentioned, what happened in the sadly, what happened in the Shanquella case. She went on a holiday with a group of friends, as well as someone that she called her best friend, and the whole time they were planning for her. They had thoughts of, well, sadly, thoughts of wanting to really do some sad, really horrific things, and it it really is sad to think that even though she may have looked at it and thought, you know what, these are people that I can call friends, but they did not have good intentions. They did not have any good intentions that led towards going on that holiday and what they did. So we have to use our discernment. We have to be, and sometimes it could even be where you felt like you've built attachment on these people, and you feel like you don't want to give up, or you don't want to let go. But then you have to understand as well, if you've been in these connections and it constantly feels like you and it might be that you're just you're the cheerleader, that you always go out there and go, yes, I'm going to really just be celebrate with my friends and win, and it but you find that when it comes to you now, they are not so rewarding in that same manner. That's when you have to just be mindful. Watch their body language, watch their tone, watch how they say things, watch how they come out with things, because sometimes, look, yes, sometimes it doesn't mean that it's always love. Look, the moon card is here, and the moon represents that energy of, you even if it might be, you might be getting those feelings where it's like, yeah, I don't feel, something's not feels like it's right. Trust it. Don't let it sit. Don't let it stay until the point of where it comes to the point where you feel like you're losing yourself because you're trying to be or tolerate or engage in energy that does not serve you. It does not serve you. Okay? And taking that time to just love on yourself, and recognize that, sadly, we have people who have good intentions, we have people who have bad intentions, but the more you embed self-love into yourself, the more you embed you talking positively about yourself, you looking at yourself in the mirror and saying how much you love yourself. It doesn't matter what you look like, it doesn't matter where you are in life, just you being thankful for your present and just loving on that, and letting go. Because now once you get to that place of you just loving on yourself, the more in tune you are to good intentions, good vibrational intention, so that when bad intention comes your way, or when you are able to shield yourself, you are able to be more attuned to say, this is not right for me. Your intuition kicks in. Your intuition is like, look, this is not right for you, Jane. This is not right for you, Jack. We've got to do something about this. This ain't serving you. It may keep you wondering, questioning, why did they have that tonal or deliverance when it came to me? What was going on there? Why are they carrying on like, and recognize it, because again, not everybody comes with true intentions, and it's just making ourselves more aware, being mindful of that, and taking that time to really love on ourselves as a collective, as a family, but also with your loved ones, with your family, like just loving, showing love to yourself, because you are important. You are important, and you are loved. You are loved, and we love you. And someone needed to hear this message, and I hope this message resonated with you all. And take that time to love on yourself and real talk, really recognize real. If you see somebody smiling and and they look don't and this, let's say they're smiling and their smile just doesn't come across right, it just feels like something's not, trust it. When you're getting that kind of feeling, it's your gut trying to talk to you. Your gut is trying to tell you something. Recognize it, and look after yourselves. Love on yourselves. Put it in the comments. Let us know if there's been any on YouTube. Let us know about any kind of situations or any things that you've dealt with, or whether the ShanquellaRobinson story resonated with you all, and if you've had any situations, whether it could be friends, it could be family members, where you have felt like they have not always had your best interest in heart. Let us know. But also, let us know what love you are pouring into yourselves, because just like as fitness does not, we cannot retain a peak level of fitness by just doing, let's say, 3 months worth of fitness and thinking that's it. It's the same with our self-love. The self-love has to be top constantly, yeah. And when we take that opportunity to incorporate it into our routine, that just uplifts us, it builds us, and it constantly keeps us strong, constantly keeps us secure, and the more we look into ourselves, and it could be just whether you're just showing yourself some self-care, not being hard on yourself, and if you can be your biggest cheerleader and not your biggest critic. Oy, did you hear that? So be your biggest cheerleader, not your biggest critic. Because by being your cheerleader, and you are just tapping into that, and you're just like, yes, honey, darling, I'm looking fine today. I'm looking good today. Whether I've got makeup on or whether I don't have makeup on, I am looking cute. And believe that energy, love on that energy, tap into that energy. I did see the Ace of Cups earlier, but tap into that energy, because the more you are pouring that love into yourself, the more you are surrounded by that love. And we call on our archangels, our guardian angels, our spirit guides, our ancestors, source, the universe, to pour love around us, in our environments, in our surroundings, so that love is everywhere we go. Unconditional love is everywhere we go. May we have guides, our ancestors, our guardian angels, guide us around people that show us that abundance of love that we showed into ourselves. May that love continue to flow every day, everywhere. Thank you. Let it be. Thank you. So let's see if we can pull out a last message. Ooh, I did see the Ace of Wands. Sorry, some of the cards are a bit upside down, so if you're listening on the audio, I'm just pulling out some cards. Look, this card always comes out when it's like the message is like, it's now. So the Six of Swords has come out, and the Six of Swords tends to be that card that comes out to say the message has been delivered. It's time to go. But it tends to be that card that comes out when it's trying to say the message has been delivered now. It's time to go. But with the Chariot being here, this is all about willpower. This is all about determination. Okay? The Chariot represents willpower. It represents determination. It represents you going that, be in that motivated mood and attitude to go out there and just deliver. And you've got this. You can make this happen for yourself and continue to show that love. Pour into that love. Listen to the readings of love and light energy at Wagwan, Tara and T. Tap into those energies. Tap into those reasonings. Journal, and practice self-love. Put it into your routine. Put it into your daily habits. Don't be hard on yourself. Be your biggest cheerleader, not your biggest critic. All right? And you'll go far, far, far. Far, far, far. Okay? Let's see what's here. Yes. The King of Wands as well. So the King of Wands with the Chariot. You got this. Because the King of Wands is like the king of the creator. When it comes to being very creative. When it comes to being using their energy, using their fire energy to get up and move and motivate and tap into that energy. And this is like that masculine energy as well. Tap into that energy. Tap into that energy. Tap into that energy and just continue to pour love in yourself. Let that abundance of love comes into your life, because you now recognize that you are your own creator, and you are going to tap into that energy and use that energy of that determination, that resilience of the Chariot. Yeah, the resilience of the Chariot combined with the energy of the King of Wands to move and make new vibrations, new frequencies of love come into your life, so you are able to use your discernment and recognize if there are people who have attitudes around you that does not serve you, that is not for your higher good, that is not for your higher purpose, that you recognize it. You recognize it. Wow. So on the note of the Six of Swords popping up, we will leave this message here. Stay hydrated, look good, feel good, and I'll see you on the next one. Wagwan.